families living in rural communities are gaining better access to affordable childcare and reliable transportation, thanks to partnerships led by the United Way. United Way of the Adirondack region CEO John Bernardi sat down with us a couple of weeks ago to tell us how their Kiss the Cow fundraiser raised thousands of dollars to support homelessness prevention programs in the North Country. This week, John is back with our Tom Halleck to talk about a variety of issues, including childcare, transportation, and new financial literacy programs helping families living with financial insecurity.
You met your goal of raising $680,000 for your general campaign. You celebrated that also at the Kiss the Cow event. As we head into the new year, 2026, are there any other or new needs that you see growing? Any new partnerships or projects?
Well, transportation has become something that we're more aware of. I mean, obviously we've known for a long time how significant transportation is. You and I have talked about transportation
over the years,
right here in this studio a few times. That continues to be a real challenge. We live in an automobile region, and if you don't have a decent, reliable car in the Adirondack region, you're at a significant disadvantage. And so if you and I have decent vehicles that we're able to get around in, then good for us. A lot of people in our region either don't have a car or are driving a vehicle or attempting to drive a vehicle that's in disrepair or not safe or not adequate. And it's an impediment to so many things, not just quality of life that we've talked about, but employment. I mean, it's a challenge. Employment, youth activities, family activities, quality of life issues. And so transportation is something that we've been focused on quite a lot, and we'll continue to do that. And you and I think, have talked about this before, but we were able to pilot with some other partners a microloan program for car purchases, and that's been wildly successful. There's, I think, about 30 cars on the road right now from that program, and that number continues to grow. And we'll continue to foster partnerships like that and grow that. And car repairs, it's not just owning a car that's a challenge. It's keeping that car in good repair is very challenging for Alice families. So that's really important. The other thing, Tom, that we're really promoting and fostering in our region is this idea of financial literacy, called different things: financial empowerment, household budgeting. You can call it a number of different names, but it's really geared toward giving Alice families the opportunity to learn about budgeting and savings and banking and debt management and fraud awareness. And we have started a number of initiatives across the region to really promote that, with banks and credit unions in particular, who have been wonderful partners. And so we've sponsored some classes, some group classes. We're also connecting people to do one-on-one sessions with bank professionals or credit union professionals. And I see that as a really very important thing, because the challenges around inflation and other cost of living challenges, they're not going to go away anytime soon, probably never. And so it's really important that we provide people with every opportunity to navigate their way through these challenges.
And some of the events you're holding, folks can probably find them on your website and Facebook page,
Yes,
as far
sir.
as when they're happening and where.
Yes, sir.
Or how to get in touch with you to find out where the next event is
Correct.
happening that they could attend.
Yes, sir.
Childcare obviously has always also been a concern of you folks. And here in the Plattsburgh area, just within the past few weeks, a number of families have suddenly lost their childcare with the closing of YMCA's Bright Beginnings Daycare Center. Have you been able to step in with your partners and help some of the families impacted by this?
We have. The YMCA board had contacted us early on, particularly to help the most vulnerable families find solutions. And so we worked with our partners, including the Child Care Coordinating Council and other partners, and developed a resource guide for the parents of the Bright Beginnings Daycare Center, which the YMCA board pushed out to those families. I think that was initially helpful, but what's been most helpful is the one-on-one conversations that families have had, whether they call our office or whether they're sometimes calling 211 or the Child Care Coordinating Council, and getting that one-on-one assistance at finding alternatives.
Yep.
And that's been very helpful. But the truth of the matter is there's not a lot of alternatives out there. We live in what's called a child care desert.
Yep.
The options are very limited. Center-based care is very limited. And then there's other levels of child care that are in-home, family daycare and group daycare, which are in people's private homes,
Yep.
but they're certified, licensed
Yep.
providers. Those are really important in our region, but we don't have enough of them, and so there's a lot of challenges there, and there's a lot of organizations working very hard to help these families find some alternatives with pretty good success.
And the governor has made this a centerpiece of her budget this year. It seems like the program will perhaps focus on New York City and downstate to start, but is the hope that with the attention on this that there might be more child care opportunities in rural parts of the state, regions like ours in the near future?
I hope so. It's a huge challenge. Running a center is a very complicated challenge, and then oftentimes staff are underpaid. There's a need for more specialized training. So there's a lot of challenges there, but I'm glad the governor has made it a priority, because it needs to be spotlighted and it really needs to be highlighted and made a priority.
And for you, much of what you do, you work with the nonprofit partner organizations. You also depend on volunteers who go out in the community and help families and individuals who need help. How are you as far as volunteers? Are you constantly looking for new volunteers to join and help you? And if so, how, if people are interested, how can they go about doing that?
We have a great base of volunteers in our region, not specifically for United Way. We have great volunteers there too, but I mean region-wide, the people that are willing to roll their sleeves up and give some time and effort to a wide variety of causes is pretty extraordinary. It's a great resource we have in our region. So a lot of our work, Tom, is around placing volunteers with opportunities, or vice versa, finding volunteers for opportunities. Sometimes volunteers will call and say, I'm looking for an opportunity. Other times opportunities will call and say, I need some volunteers. And so we do a lot of this sort of connecting of these resources through our volunteer outreach center. And coming up soon in April is the Day of Caring, which has been a wonderful annual event celebrating volunteerism in our region.
Yeah.
There's a number of projects already being planned that day. There'll be on average 20 to 40 projects and 400 to 600 volunteers across the region doing their own thing or joining into a big project or creating their own project. So we're looking forward to that as well, and the information about that is also on our website.
Fantastic. John, we appreciate it, as always, you coming in and bringing us up to speed. Thank you.
My pleasure, Tom. Thank you.